Welcome, teacher. My name is Brigitte Stefania Carrion Pacheco, and first of all, before starting with my presentation, I will show my ID for verification of my identity. So, the topic for today's video is narrative and parenthetical in text citations. In-text citations are specific and essential pieces of information to take into account regarding the author or authors of the research being developed by the student. They can be included either at the beginning, middle, or end of paragraphs. Their main and principal purpose is to let readers know that information in certain parts of the document has been taken from another source external to the student's own thoughts and arguments. In narrative citations, the name of the author is included as part of the paraphrase text, and the year of publication appears next to it in parentheses. Additionally, neutral verbs or verbs that indicate persuasion, such as claim, suggest, and argue, are commonly used when applying narrative citations, since they introduce the citation followed by the information taken from the source. In parenthetical citations instead, the name of the author and the year of publication usually appear in parentheses, always separated by a comma. This kind of citation is commonly located at the end of the paraphrase paragraph, although it can also be found in the middle of the text. In this slide, we have one example of narrative citations and one example of parenthetical citations. In the first example, we have, as Gonzalez 2023 in parentheses states, young people living in today's society are highly influenced in relation to their behavior, attitude, and performance by a variety of external factors surrounding them, mainly the internet and social media. The second example of parenthetical citation is, young people living in today's society are highly influenced in relation to their behavior, attitude, and performance by a variety of external factors surrounding them, mainly the internet and social media. Gonzalez, 2023 in parentheses. The differences between narrative citations and parenthetical citations is that in the first example, the citation is part of the text or the paragraph. So it starts as Gonzalez 2023, only the year of publication in parentheses states. In the second example, the parenthetical citation example, the citation is located at the end of the paragraph and the whole citation is in parentheses with the name of the author, with the last name of the author, comma, and the year of publication. Now, regarding the function of the kinds of citations previously stated and when and where you could use them, if you want the author to stand out as the original or the respective owner of the research, you should probably use a narrative citation. This type of citation might also add some authority and strength to your own arguments and ideas. On the other hand, if you want the information to stand out as a primary way of catching attention, stating a stable point of view, and providing general data, you will use a parenthetical citation. Furthermore, if you want the focus to be mainly on the arguments you're making or the information you're providing, not necessarily on the person or the author of the original source, you will use this form. Now, in this slide, we have two examples of two sources, a book and a journal article. In this case, information is disordered. It just shows the information that should be included in the list of references in this case when citating or referencing a book and an article. In the book we have the publisher, the authors, the year of publication, the edition, and the title of the book. In the article instead we have the toy working as the URL, the authors, the year of publication, the article title, the article number that is used instead of the page range, the journal title, and the volume number of the article. In the next slide, we have the information already ordered that is called as references generally. So here we have the book and the article. For the book, we include all the information provided before as well as for the journal article reference. So for the book, we first start with the last names and initial of the names of the authors. For example, the last name of the author is Oshima, comma, the initial of his name, period, comma. The ampersand is used in this case for the list of references, ampersand to separate the both authors, the last name of the second author, of, comma, the initial of his name, period. Then the year of publication of the book, which is 2006 in parentheses. Then we have the title of the book, which is Writing Academic English. Next, the edition of the book, 4th edition in parentheses, period. Lastly, the publisher of the book, person/long name, period. This is the format of the book when referencing in case you had taken information from a book for any research document, so you will do it in this way. Now, the journal article starts the same with the last names of the authors and the initial of their names. So, for example, here we have Morehouse, the last name of the first author, comma, the initial of his name, B, period, L, period, comma. Second author, 1, comma, Y, period, comma. Third author, Wu, comma, C, period, comma. Fourth author, Wu, comma, M, period, comma, ampersand to separate the last author from the other 4 authors. Hu, comma, T, period, Y, period, and the year of publication as well, 2025 in parentheses. Then we continue with the title of the article, which is Generative AI Tools and Empowerment in L2 Academic Writing, the title of the journal separated by the period, then the title of the journal, comma, the volume number of the article, comma, then we have the article number. This is the article number used instead of the page range, is 103779, period, and finally the title of the article that works as the URL as previously mentioned, is like a link for access to the readers that are searching for validation of the information, or just to check where the information was taken. And in this case, also the title of the journal and the volume number of the article are usually in italics. So these 2 parts should be in italics when referencing a journal article in this way. And that's all, and thank you for watching.